Submissions as being read, and if you would like some questions, this is for all submitters, if you could please factor in some time to allow committee members to ask questions. Retail New Zealand, Morena.
Kia ora. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm Greg Harford, the Chief Executive of Retail New Zealand. I'm with Amy Hines, our...
Dr. Reti.
Thank you. Do you support the other two arms of the bill, that is denicotinisation?
Sorry, we are at time. So thank you for speaking to your submission. And our next submitter is Okati Tupeka. A number of individuals here. Just grab a couple of those chairs and pull them to the side if you're comfortable. Morena, you have 10 minutes. You know how this works, and I see that some of your colleagues are also joining us by Zoom.
We support all measures outlined in the bill. Strong research evidence documenting association between tobacco outlet density and proximity.
Tobacco is not an essential consumer product.
My moko are my everything. So I'm quitting for me, I'm quitting for my whānau.
So we will move to Charlie.
Those who have been brave enough to carry the baton and realise the importance of this kaupapa for our people. Even as far back as the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a Māori Council Act 1990 that our Māori leaders tried to input back then to protect. I've literally seen my whole whānau, from my grandmother, my grandfather, my mum, even my own sons, myself included, be affected by tobacco.
Do you think that we're going to be able to eradicate tobacco? Or if not, how do you think that we deal with those black market impacts?
Where there's a will, there's a way. But our responsibility isn't to think about those who are criminals and will work their way around, navigate around the law. Our responsibility is to do what we do best, which is to try and keep our people well. We're asking you, as the government, keep customs and those protective measures in place, get our law to stand up.
We have a number of submitters to get to. So is your question a brief one?
It can be. It will be. I guess tuatainga mihi kia koutou kua taimai ki te wakamana tēnei.
When I was a clinical doctor working in hospitals 40 years ago, I could see the harm from tobacco. Painful deaths of patients from lung cancer, people suffering often for many years with chronic lung disease. And that horrific preventable issue really encouraged me to move into public health. So I now work as a professor of public health. I've published over 200 articles on tobacco epidemiology and control. And I am very concerned that this epidemic really has to be brought to an end quickly. To illustrate to you in a very graphic way, we arranged this photograph of 440, and I've done quite a lot of work on the international tobacco control scene, and this really is at the forefront of tobacco control. If this is passed successfully, many countries will be looking at the success of New Zealand. They'll be challenged by the tobacco industry, and you'll be caught up in endless legal battles.
Thank you. My name is Carol Inkster. I'm the Policy and Regulatory Director for the New Zealand Food and Grocery Council. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you this morning. We're keen to emphasise the practicalities of the three key areas covered in our submission concerning drafting loopholes, limiting retailers and disruption to smoking by vaping. On drafting the loopholes, and having been in government.
We'll now move to our next submitter, which is BAT New Zealand Limited.
Thank you for having us here today. My name is Andy Hurstich. I'm the General Manager of BAT New Zealand, and I've been with BAT for exactly 1 year.
Kia ora, my name is Gavin Mallard. I'm the Senior Regulatory Scientist, Engagement Manager from British American Tobacco, UK. I have been working on nicotine and tobacco science and the policy of low nicotine cigarettes for almost 20 years. My background is a respiratory physiologist, and I have presented across a number of scientific fora and regulatory fora across Canada, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Thanks, Gavin.
I want to say at the outset that we support the aim of reducing smoking to 5% by 2025. Our view, however, is there are better ways to achieve it than what is currently proposed in the bill. It would mean renewing the focus on evidence-based, proven approaches to tobacco harm reduction. The Ministry of Health survey shows smoking rates have recently declined at the fastest rate in history. Because of vaping, there are now 100,000 fewer adult smokers than there were just 2 years ago.